Dome Sports Talk, worldwide, with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now, happy holidays for those who celebrate. You know, if you don't celebrate, well, celebrate not having to go to work, right? You celebrate something. Or your kids might be happy, then, because they celebrate the holidays. Hold up. Cheers. You know what I'm saying? We still not doing that good. That's why I ain't been in the house so much. So, we had the weekend of boxing, heavyweight division, well, all divisions really. And I'll come back and do some review on some of the fights, right? I've seen some. I didn't see all. There's one I didn't see yet. Well, I'll get back to one. We'll start at the heavyweight. We know we had at the Dillian Whyte and Derek Chisora fight. Dillian Whyte knocking him out round 11. We saw Joshua get in the ring and things going down. And, the big thing was, hey, Joshua got booed. Joshua got booed. So I didn't have time to, say nothing about it because I didn't see it yet. You guys know when I come and talk about a fight after the fight, I don't look at post-fight, not even post-fight interviews most of the time. Cut it off and go do my thing. Get back to it. So my thing, whatever that might be, is not influenced by anybody else's opinions. That's what that is. Now, having known what he's got booed for, and Joshua got booed, might be a big thing to some people. For me, it's like Joshua getting booed is music to Eddie Hearn, his promoter, and his ears, and Dillian Whyte's too. Because he got booed when he was like, who y'all want me to fight? Deontay Wilder, Boo, or Dillian Whyte. So it sounds like the people at the O2 Arena basically want Dillian Whyte. Totally the opposite of the poll. The guy that nobody knows is winning your polls. Deontay Wilder won the poll, and the poll goes outside of just England. If you're in the O2 Arena and they just seen Dillian Whyte beat Derek Chisora, an 11th round TKO, they might be a little influenced and forgetting that Chisora got 8 losses. This is War Chisora. This is a big thing in England. Let's make sure this is clear. For everyone else around the world, we would have liked to have seen Louis the Real King Kong Ortiz versus Dillian Whyte, because that fight, there's nothing after that fight. It's not like who should Anthony Joshua fight and all that. You don't have to ask that question. The winner of that fight is automatically a super bad dude. Right? Automatically is the baddest dude, and he's going to go fight Joshua. If Dillian Whyte beats Louis the Real King Kong Ortiz, there ain't no questions. Or the other way around. There ain't no question, because there ain't no question now for Ortiz. It would just be for him to just solidify for the English audience. Everybody else in the world knows that already. So we couldn't have that. So they forgot that, so he beats Derek Chisora, who has 8 or 9 losses. But in England, Derek Chisora reestablishing himself, rededicating himself, getting with David Haye, who was a legend there, or should be. David Haye, bad boy. Now he's getting into promotion right now. Him and Dillian Whyte getting to, him and Derek Chisora getting together was also, it's a big thing in England. Should be, right? That was a dust up a couple of years ago. So they getting together, joining forces to go against Dillian Whyte. That's huge in England. It's big. It's a big thing. Because there's a lot of faces in boxing than in British boxing on that weekend and for that fight. So that's not a bad thing. It's just at the end of the day, you're talking about fighting Anthony Joshua at Wembley Stadium, right? And normally Dillian Whyte, we said before the fight, would have to do something spectacular to get that Anthony Joshua fight on the 13th and knocking Chisora out. Period. Even though it's round 11, showing some stamina. And he got Chisora out of there, and a rededicated Chisora, right? You don't see Chisora cut up a little bit. It ain't super cut up. For Chisora, that was cut up. It was some obvious discipline, some obvious work ethic in Chisora's lead up in his camp. So Dillian Whyte winning that fight is pretty cool for those people that are in the O2 Arena, and it's pretty cool. But there's still people, even after that, you still be Dillian Whyte with 9 losses. Or now 9 losses, right? So the crowd booing Anthony Joshua on that night, it's just basically saying we would rather see your boy Dillian Whyte versus Anthony Joshua, and not Deontay Wilder, which is ridiculous. But it doesn't matter because it ain't gonna be Wilder anyway. So we knew what time it was. It's going to be Dillian Whyte now. He's the front runner after that, and he was the front runner before that, regardless of what the polls said. And now hearing them boo gave Anthony Joshua. What did Anthony Joshua say? Well, now you guys can't say that if I fight him, that I wasn't trying to fight Deontay Wilder, and that this is the fight. Now he has a leg to stand on with that argument now because of the booing. You know, because he ain't listening to the worldwide booing. He's listening to the booing that's right around the corner, which he's going to fight at there anyway. So that means you got the fight. And British, you can't complain. Now, people like me that's been complaining the whole time, there's no wool over my eyes. I'm going to keep complaining, right? I'm going to keep on doing what I'm doing. But you, if you was in that O2 arena, right, you can't complain. Joshua done told you. I tried to ask you, did you want your boy Deontay Wilder? You booed that. Now you got Dillian Whyte. That's the fight for April 13th. Building Wembley Arena bigger, and probably gonna sell it out. So everybody's happy. But here's the deal. Wasn't fooling nobody. That's who was gonna be in the first place. So the booing hasn't changed anything for me. And now I'm just addressing it because now I'm getting back to the fights over the weekend. I'm trying to catch up. And I try to do so over these holidays. And the next day, probably can't do as many. But I want to catch up on a couple of those other fights as well. And we'll talk about them. But at the end of the day, the booing is music to the ears of Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn. And anybody that's going to be on Wembley Stadium on April the 13th to see Anthony Joshua fight Dillian Whyte. That's what the booing was. Dome Sports Talk. Worldwide. And I'm about here, y'all.